Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching Business Morning on Channels Television. And I'm now being joined by the coordinator, Trans-Border Traders Association of Nigeria, Mr. Mickey Okunola. Good morning, Mickey.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here,
It's my
all the way
pleasure.
from Badagry. Thank you. Glad you could make it. Now, tell me, what has it been like trading across the border? What has been your experience? You are a trader across the border.
Trading across the border, the experience has been the survival of the fittest.
How do you mean?
You see, a citizen won't find himself trading with somebody who does not understand your language, that you speak two different languages. It becomes a major issue. Major issue in the sense that weakened bargaining power, in whichever way one can put it. But it pleases God to put both those who are speaking French and the one that is speaking English, that we should live together, we should share common boundary, and we will continue to live like that, despite all the problems and challenges.
All right. Yeah, from what you have said, it's basically language barrier. What about the area of the currency?
That is another, I was to come to that. That is another major problem, even major than that of the language.
Tell me more about it.
If you have to deal with, say, the Republic of Benin, they have different currency. They manage the same currency with Togo. When you go to Ghana, another currency. And all those places require that you must satisfy whatever is the demand of that country. One is looking at the common currency. We have been talking for a long time. We are looking at the government intervention or the government of the participating country within the ECOWAS sub-region, the will power to identify that the currency is the major issue affecting the trading public across the border. But what we are seeing, we have not seen a sufficient commitment from both government, not only Nigeria government, or the participating country government. They need to attend to the issue of common currency issue as urgently as possible.
All right. Aside from these two, the language barrier, the currency, what are the other challenges you traders experience, at the border?
At Nigerian border?
Yeah.
There are less problems at the Nigerian border because Nigeria happens to be the final destination of the good, whichever way you look at it when you are bringing goods within the West African sub-region. Majorly, Nigeria always happens to be the important country. But where we are having problem is transiting country, where they supposed not to play any major role other than documentary role. But what we are seeing now is that they are being interested in issue that does not really concern them. What I mean by issue does not concern them is that we have like a particular truck that is leaving Ghana and coming to Nigeria. When you get to Togo or to Republic of Benin, what they're supposed to concern themselves with is only the documentary. They are supposed anything that will make them to wanting to know, wanting to have access to the truck, talk less of the content of the trucks. If there are anything they suspect, the best approach to it is that they will have gotten in touch with the Nigerian Customs Service or Nigerian government, as it were, that we are suspecting this and this from truck number so and so. By the time you get to the final destination where examination is supposed to take place, that is where the error could be addressed. But what we are saying now is that Togo will want to do 100% examination, Republic of Benin want to do 100% examination on a consignment that does not concern them. It's a major issue.
Now, I remember that in March last year,
yes,
the federal government had inaugurated a committee
Yes.
like a task force, really, to monitor and ensure the implementation of the ECOWAS agreement in the area of free movement. Are you saying that that task force are not looking into the issues you have just talked about? Are they not seeing it? That these are the challenges you are experiencing, not in Nigerian border, but
All the other
other,
borders.
yeah.
The task force, they are always there. The law are always there. But the implementation of whatever task force or the law, that is where the problem lies. It is not that we don't have law. It is not that we don't have task force. We have them sufficiently, more than sufficient. But implementation of whatever the aim of government in putting such either task force or the law.
And what do you think it's making them not to implement this? You are a participant
Yes.
there. You are a stakeholder there.
I am.
You trade there, so you should know what are the issues.
The issue is when you want to institute a panel or committee, or what do you call it right now, you start selecting people from Abuja, selecting people from far away, from where we need implementation. Until such a time, government come up with a kind of program that will involve those who are really trader, those who are really involved in what we are talking about. Not that somebody picks somebody from Abuja, somebody picks somebody from Calabar and asks him to come and work in Semeboda. If we only come there 1 or 2 days, after that inauguration, you will not see them again. And that is the end of the committee. All you will be hearing about that committee is on paper, not physical something. You need to go, you need to be there. That is at Semeboda. The situation is so deteriorated now that you cannot imagine we can have ourselves the situation we have at and now. There was a time they make move to transform the border, to redo the border, to rebuild. They disrupted so many buildings and the road network. Now it has been abandoned. Nobody care, nobody talk anything about it. The whole system now, as Semeboda is concerned, is so disorganized because of the intention of, I think, AU or so, or ECOWAS, AU along with ECOWAS, to transform the border, to modernize the border. That was a very good approach, but the approach has been abandoned.
Now, from what you're saying, we know that under the ECOWAS law, there is supposed to be a free movement of goods and persons. From what you're saying, this law, it's not effectively implemented. People are not, it's not being carried out the way it should.
Well, it is so, but not the way you are taking it. You know, when we want to talk about all this border, the originality, we should not forget about it. God, from time immemorial, they've been living together without any paper involvement, without any law regulating their activity. We have been trading together before they bump somebody like me. All of a sudden, we want to transform it into a modern trading activity. If we not, the result will not come is suddenly like that. It will not come a day. It is not a day job. It is long time process, because people that have been used to one kind of life before and suddenly something bring about changes. Changes doesn't come easily. What I'm saying is that the two neighboring countries is as good as two neighboring villages. Where they met, they have culture, they have what they observe and living together. Now the law now introduce certain things to identify which one is commercial good, which one is consumable goods, which one that's supposed to go along with you, which one you can send when you are not there. All those things are law. It takes time to separate what this one stands for from what this one's supposed to be.
All right. Now, most traders, most traders across the border are often perceived as smugglers. How would you react to that?
That perceiveness is not correct. It's not correct. If most trading across the border are smuggler, Nigerian custom will not have 1 dime, 1 kobo, 1 naira to account. Does smuggler pay duty? It is sufficient evidence that all traders moving across the border are not smugglers. If custom can claim that they generated so much from border activities, that shows that there are some trading activities going on within the border genuinely.
Yeah, but we have quite a number of, smuggling is quite rampant, across the border.
That is to buttress what I said earlier. If you carry half bag of rice or 1 bag of rice now, you are coming from a village from Cotonou side. You are going to another village in Nigeria. How do we describe that one? Somebody will now describe you as a smuggler? No! That is not smuggling. And those are the kind of something we find rampant within the transborder area, within the border community. Somebody will carry 1 bag. By the time you line them up, maybe 1,000 people carry one bag of rice each. Individually, they've not committed any offense. But by the time you concentrate those 1,000 bag of rice, it become offense. Custom can now identify that as a commercial quantity. By the time custom start concentrating them in a particular point, you drop your bag. In the evening, custom will now say they've confiscated 1,000 bag of rice, forgetting that they confiscated 1,000 bag of rice from individual 1,000 people that qualify to carry one bag.
Okay, well, you were talking about bringing in bag of rice. Well, before I take you on that importation of rice, we'll just have to hold your thoughts there. We'll take a short break. We'll go on another short break, and when we return, we will continue with that conversation. Just stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Business Morning on Channels Television. Let's take a quick look at some of the company news that just came in. First Bank of Nigeria Holdings PLC has released its second quarter result and is reporting a profit after tax of 46.1 billion naira. Its gross earnings stood at 194.8 billion naira compared with 180.9 billion it made in the comparable period of 2012. The company's net assets also grew by 3.8%. And Dangote Flour Mill also posted its result for the second quarter ended June 30, 2013. The company's revenue for the period grew slightly by 1.7%. However, it recorded a loss before tax and loss after tax. Its net assets also dropped by 16.4%. Well, we'll go back to that discussion, and Mickey Okola is still standing by. Yeah, you were talking about customs impounding bags of rice coming in. I know that importation of rice and some other products through land border areas are now prohibited.
Yes.
How is this policy affecting your business there or your members?
It is not only my member that is affecting, it's affecting the whole Nigeria. Most especially ban of importation of rice through Nigerian border. We have been saying it and we will continue to say it. That very particular law was a very bad one. If there was a law at all that banned importation of rice through Nigerian border, it was a bad one. It was a law that was aimed at protecting the rich, the big.
How do you mean by that?
This is what I mean. If we have trained custom officers, we are having them today, and the only excuse government can bring out is that there was leakage of custom duty from collection from importation of rice, and that was the only reason why they said they banned rice. What then?